Okay, so good afternoon or hello, Airman for Life. My name is Ron Johnson. I'm the Airman for Life Program Manager. And fortunately, today we want to talk to you about some different programs that Air Force Wounded Warrior has and what services they provide to our veterans. So today we have Brad Britt, our Empowerment and Transition Program Manager, who's here to talk a little bit about his program, the different services that they have to offer, and just to give you some options or some information on things that you can do if you're looking for employment or other assistance. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Brad. Brad, hello and welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to work for the Wounded Warrior Program.
Excellent. Ron, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Coming on and getting to share the information about our program with your warriors who are Airmen for Life. My name is Brad Britt. I've been with AFW2 for a little over 3 years now. I am an Air Force veteran. I served 8.5 years in the military. I got injured and then was medically boarded. And so now, since I got medically boarded, I've been working with Wounded, Ill, and Injured. I worked for SOCOM Care Coalition before I came over here to the Air Force, and now I work with the Air Force Wounded, Ill, and Injured in the Empowerment and Empowerment and Transition program. So it's great to be here. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy giving back, and the capability allows me to still serve our warriors.
Okay, so that's great. So for those of us that are veterans that either remember empowerment and transition from back when they went through, or remember it when it was called employments, can you tell us exactly what empowerment and transition is, or how it's evolved since you've kind of taken over and we've revamped the program, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a really great foundation built when I got over here. I was very fortunate to work with a great team. And, a lot of what we're doing now is we're focusing on employment, education, volunteering, and entrepreneurship. Our biggest bucket is employment. People are looking at, I'm getting out of the military, I need to get a job, or they're looking at going to education, which is our second, and then volunteering and entrepreneurship are kind of our lower ones. But we still have that information. We have the resources. We have a team of 4 outstanding empowerment and transition coordinators who are there to provide one-on-one transition, coaching. They're there to help you develop a plan, follow through in that plan, give you the resources. And really, it's just nice to have somebody there. If you don't know the question to ask, they can help you. I mean, transition's new to everybody, and it's not a comfortable situation. I went through it when I transitioned out of the military in 2015, and it was scary. Like for me, I had a 2-year-old. My wife had got separated from the military to take care of our son. I thought I was going to serve 20 years, and then the next thing I know, I am looking for a job, and it was new, and no, and it's just nice knowing you have a team there to do that with. And we do that in several different ways, and I'll get to that as we go on and talk about how to refer yourself to EIT and all those things that we can do. But pretty much we do it through that daily coaching. We also have virtual events. We've had quite a few virtual events, and they've been very successful, where we bring in partners from Wells Fargo, Northern Grumman. Deloitte comes in for a 2-day virtual education boot camp along with the Wounded Warrior Project. So we work with everybody who's out there to try to really create a base, a plan, and a network for our wounded warriors and our caregivers who are enrolled in the caregiver program.
Well, that's great, and I'm glad that you mentioned the virtual events. So I guess my question would be, I know during regular in-person events, we have some limitations on what services we can provide to our veterans that are basically centered around funding. But for the virtual care events, could you talk a little bit more about that? Because I know a lot of people are like, well, what happens at a virtual care event? What do you offer? And I know I posted a couple announcements out in Airman for Life, but I think it would be great if we had veterans that were more interested in some of those services that could, sign up for a virtual event.
Absolutely. And I'm a big fan of, the virtual events. And, the coronavirus has thrown a wrench in a lot of different things, right? But one thing I do think came out of it was our ability to adapt. And with these virtual events, we're allowed to reach that airman or that veteran who's out there in like northern Wisconsin who is not able to make it to a virtual event, or maybe there's not funding for veterans to come to one of our events, but we can reach them through these events. What you can expect at a EIT workshop virtual event is great support, but also great guests. We have people come and speak on LinkedIn, CSEP program, which is an employment program to help wounded warriors get in the GS positions. We have guests come from ACP, American Corporate Partners, talk about mentorship and the importance of mentorship. And that's one of my favorite things that we have come, because mentorship, no matter how, when you were in the military, it's important. When you're transitioning from the military, it's important. And it's nice to reach out there, not only get mentorship, but start building your network. That's something we hit on a lot. You're also going to have people come and talk to you about resumes, civilian and federal. We have people come and talk about, Bet to Success, which is an education program through the VA, a program to help you with education through the VA that can, really set you up for a good path, making sure that that transition into education is good. It goes well. There's a list of people we have come and talk.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of positive feedback about the virtual events, about the employment, empowerment transition camp in general. I've heard people say it's taps on steroids, but a much better personal one-on-one. So hopefully that we'll have more of our veterans that are will just come out, even if it's just like adjustments to your resume, or mock interviews, or some of the different things that I know that you guys offer through those events. So but for maybe someone who can't make a virtual event, or just wants to know what kind of services or resources that EIT provides, could you expound on that a little bit, please?
Absolutely. So you can't make it to an EIT event this time. We have several, and then when we're doing the virtual events, hopefully you can make it in the future. One thing that you can look at, and I would encourage you, is we do an empowerment. I'm trying to think of virtual employment boot camp, and that's with Deloitte. It's a 2-day event that we do once a month, and they do an outstanding job preparing you for, a 30-second elevator pitch. Introducing yourself, talking about those transferable skills that you have coming from the military that really can help you ace that job interview, and really help you understand, like, hey, I did this in the military, but how it transfers over to that next job, right? How it works on your resume. And they kind of build it up to where you can do mock interviews. And then, we really try to encourage you to look at the resources that are out there for you. And when you're a veteran, there's almost, there's a lot of information out there. You can look at the nrd.org. There's a lot of information on there. But what we try to do is find out what you're looking to do. If you're looking at education, we say, okay, well, have you looked at certification programs? Like they got through Syracuse or IVMF, right? There's free programs out there to help you gain the skills to get that employment. Through that program, you can get your PMP certification, tech certifications that are really going to be able to help you. I just had Salesforce Military on as a guest. They provide free training on the Salesforce platform. It's there's these things are out there, and we're your go-to to be like, hey, this is what I'm interested in doing. Can you help me find a resource that's right for me? I sometimes say, we're like, I know a guy, I know a gal, because we're trying to pair you up with a resource and a network that's going to help you succeed. And those are some examples. If you're looking at employment, or you're looking at education, if you're looking at education, we're going to try to link you up with the vet success team. We're going to try to hook you up with a mentor from a program like ACP or Veterati. Encourage you to go to those kind of programs and really help yourself.
That's great. So now, if I'm a veteran, I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, wow, you guys have a lot to offer. How do I get in contact with you, or how do I get connected? And I'm sure we can probably throw up a slide or something afterwards to make that a little bit more accessible. But
Okay.
again, how do I reach out to EIT and start that process?
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead. If you allow me, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And then this will kind of show you right where to go. Now, don't mind the really bad haircut. or the cheesy grin. This website's got a lot of very good information on it. So, go to woundedwarrior.af.mil. You can go to the homepage, and it kind of from there you can find our program. We're a support program, so you drop down empowerment and transition, and you can find videos right here, attaining higher education. If you're interested in attaining higher education, you go here, and there's a bunch of videos that you can watch that are towards you, directed toward you, to help you go down that path. Because I was a first generation college student, I'm sure there's a good portion of our military veterans who are going to be first generation. There's great information here to start, so you can look at things like that. We also have a Facebook page, which you can go to right up here. You can see what it's called, facebook.com/AFW2EIT. You can find us, and we post information in here. We post a lot of jobs, events, just all kinds of things that come our way, like 50 Strong. Here's another great example of, a partner we have who is always putting something on with the employment side of the house, Skill Bridge, educating our warriors and our veteran population on all kinds of programs. But this is where you can go to get that kind of information. We have Wounded Warrior LinkedIn. This is kind of the same thing. This is the platform I would encourage all wounded, ill, and injured airmen, caregivers who are looking for employment and education to join, because this is where you want to go build your network and find out about organizations you're interested in, find out about schools you're interested in, build that network, because who knows what that could lead to. Now, going off of the empowerment and transition page right here, you click on EIT enrollment sheet. It's going to bring you to this. You click on it, tells you a little bit about what we do. You click here, RSVP. You answer these questions, you hit submit, and it comes to our team, and then we'll reach out to you. So if you're in the AFW2 program as a wounded warrior or as a caregiver who's enrolled in our caregiver program, you can do this, and it comes to our team, and then we can reach out to you and start giving you that one-on-one, guidance, that one-on-one coaching that you need to, successfully transition. And if you've transitioned already, we can still help you. I mean, our main goal is to help our active duty, wounded, ill, and injured transition. But if you're a veteran and you need assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Well, that's great, Brad. I really appreciate you taking some time to talk to our veterans, our AFW2 Airman for Life family. This is one of many series that we're going to try to do with the support staff to just kind of make sure that our veterans know the different programs and resources that are available to them. Once an Air Force Wounded Warrior, always an Air Force Wounded Warrior, hence Airman for Life. So really appreciate you taking some time to come out and talk to the Airman for Life family, and just kind of letting them know what you have to offer. So, we have different people through different phases that have moved through the program. So we got some very young veterans, and we have some very seasoned veterans. So just keeping them abreast of the programs, especially EIT and the different resources that you offer, especially as we go through life and different things change. So maybe they're just looking for a new job, or, like you said, they're, want to get a resume updated or something to that effect. Just making sure they know where to go and who they can talk to. So thanks again for coming out. Really appreciate your time, and hope you have a great day. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Rod. I appreciate it.